Let's get ready here for game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. The countdown has already begun. WhiteRa looking to try and quickly 2-0 it. The deciding map potentially is going to be Shakuras Plateau. So, getting into game number 2 of this best of 3 series on Shakuras Plateau, spawning in the top left-hand position as the blue Protoss, currently a game down in this best of 3 series, and he is 1 game shy of going home. Will he be able to do it? Ladies and gentlemen, one of Russia's best players, it is TitaN. His opponent, though, spawning in the top right position, winning with that first Colossus push on Ohana. Grandpa's got some moves, I hear chat saying. He might be older, but he's certainly not any weaker. Ladies and gentlemen, special tactics, WhiteRa incoming. So WhiteRa looking to cement his advantage over TitaN here by taking a 2-0 victory if possible. I think TitaN just asked if it's only forced crossed, and I suspect WhiteRa might have just said, I don't think so. But I cannot be certain. I'm sure someone in chat will be able to tell me what they've been saying. But TitaN basically got steamrollered by that build order from WhiteRa there. He saw the Colossus coming, speed built a lot more Immortals, and the Immortals actually did quite a lot of damage against these Stalkers, and he tried to maneuver them to kill the Colossus but wasn't able to. The problem is the Zealots at the front of WhiteRa's army. He mixed a lot of Zealots into that army composition, just soaked up so much damage, and the Immortals would prefer to hit Stalkers rather than Zealots because they do extra damage there. So TitaN was forced to engage in a way he didn't really like, and when you have a Colossus dealing that much DPS in the background, that can be a massive problem indeed, and that is why WhiteRa was able to take that game number 1. In the meantime, gateways finishing up from both players. First gas is being taken, nothing terribly out of the ordinary so far. And we have got the cybernetics core going down for both guys as well. So I wonder if WhiteRa is going to continue to go with his 1-gate robo like he did last game into 3-gate robo and other tech, or if he's going to be doing something different here on Shakuras Plateau. Second gas being taken from TitaN now, so it looks like he is looking to tech up relatively early compared to WhiteRa, who still has a barren second gas left here in his base. So TitaN definitely on the lookout for something in particular here, and this probe is going to be able to scout everything, because WhiteRa will be able to see that gas timing and know that, hang on a second, it looks like you're going for a lot of gas very, very early on. WhiteRa going to be slightly annoying with the probe, but not too much so. And let's see what he ends up doing. WhiteRa now chrono boosting out a Stalker after the first Zealot. Bob the Zealot going to be off at his ramp there. Stalker going to be popping out as well. Additional pylon coming out, and he's going to be moving the probe out of dodge because that Zealot did a fair bit of damage to it, and frankly he doesn't want to have to deal with anymore. And look at that. We have WhiteRa coming out with the robotics facility now, so it looks like this is going to be his build of choice, even against the early attack from TitaN in this particular game. Now, what's TitaN going to be doing off the back of this? He's going for a second gateway. We see a third gateway as well, and he's on double gas, so potentially he could be going up to a robotics facility himself. Might even attempt to go Twilight or something like that, but a robo would be most likely, I think, in this situation. And gateway now going down for WhiteRa as well, so we're going to be seeing 3-gate robo once again off of the first gate. And, oh, pardon me, 4 gateways by the looks of things. So we have a 4-gate, possibly a 4-gate with a warp prism, I want to say, coming out of WhiteRa. Are we going to see some special tactics here? Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. A 4-gate warp prism is on the way. Grandpa knows some more moves because he's about to show us in close by air positions what a warp prism can do here on Shakuras Plateau. We have a robotics facility only just starting for TitaN as well, so he's not going to be able to get an Immortal out in time, I suspect. 3 gateways are complete. The warp gate is about to complete for him as well. And second, third, and fourth gateways now about to complete for WhiteRa. The warp prism is out, and he is moving across the map. He does not want to give his opponent time at all to get an Immortal or anything of the sort. Are we going to see stuff coming out from TitaN? He's actually not going to look to expand in this particular game. WhiteRa, though, has 400 minerals pulled, and here we go. The warp prism is on the way. TitaN sees it. Is WhiteRa going to be able to drop all the units in time? Yes, he is. 3 Zealots and a Stalker and a Warp in popping in the main base. Now, where is the robotics efficiency? There it is. Is he going to be able to chrono boost out an Immortal in time? TitaN is in a world of trouble right now. Could this be a quick 2-0 for WhiteRa, trying to warp in as much as he can, but those Zealots doing an awful lot of damage. Interesting force field. They're trying to prevent movement in the army, and a lot of mining is not being done right now, as TitaN going to be going for Blink off of that Twilight Council, so he just didn't have the money to do what he wanted to do just then. WhiteRa now picking up once again. Oh no, the Warp Prism! This is disastrous for him. He did not want to lose that Warp Prism there. I'm not sure why he picked up and then flew straight over the Stalkers. He's going to be able to get a decent amount of damage done still though, and TitaN is down to 26 supply versus WhiteRa's 31, so even if it's not completely game ending right this second, he's still doing a healthy amount of damage here. Number of workers killed, by the way, 13-1. So even though WhiteRa did not exactly wipe TitaN off the map there, he is still at a pretty healthy advantage. But Blink is almost complete. He's getting an Observer out as well. So TitaN will be able to use a lot more mobility with his Stalkers in just a moment. He didn't go for chrono boosting that Immortal out. Instead went for the Twilight Council. And that might be very difficult for TitaN in this position indeed. WhiteRa now opting to go via the center of the map to TitaN's base. What an ingenious move here, because TitaN's Observer is over here and knows absolutely nothing about this Warp Prism. Has WhiteRa actually done the impossible here and completely evaded TitaN a second time as well? That would be really, really cool to watch, as WhiteRa now going to be getting an Immortal up, and he's going to need it for those Blink Stalkers that are about to pop into his base. Has he chrono boosted it out? It's 4 seconds to completion, and I think he should just be able to do it. Here comes the Immortal. TitaN blinks in, and oh my goodness, he checks out as well, because the Immortal does so much damage. Those 2 Stalkers are completely toast, and there's nothing he can do about it. But in the meantime, the Warp Prism is going back into the back of TitaN's base. What will he be able to do about this? We have still got 4 Warp Gates and another Observer being chrono boosted out here. And in the meantime, not a lot here in the main base for TitaN. He is still on 3 gateways. Could this be the nail in the coffin? Could WhiteRa do it right now? Those Stalkers trying to target down the Warp Prism. WhiteRa needs to move that away. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to get that Warp in. No, he doesn't. The Warp in gets cancelled. And this was not quite as successful. They're really nice. Wow, very nice force field. They're catching those Zealots by that force field, and there's just nothing WhiteRa can do. So TitaN completely shutting down the second push here from WhiteRa, who is completely unfazed. He's going to be going for the robotics facility. Sorry, the robotics bay even back home. So he wants to get Colossi out once again on that one base. Now, is TitaN going to be going for the expansion here? Yes, he is. So he's saying, right, I thwarted your Warp Prism the first time. I took some losses, but then I definitely thwarted the heck out of it the second time. I now have Blink. I have more mobility. What have you got? I'm going to take a Nexus and say I can defend it. And that's going to be the play that either wins or loses the game here, because TitaN is up to 28 versus 27 worker supply. WhiteRa does, though, have those scary Immortals and a potential Colossus timing coming out here as well. So he might be able to use those to his advantage. The current army count, 20 to 27 probes, nothing too out of the ordinary there. But we have 2 Immortals out versus 0 for TitaN. And Immortals are pretty darn good against those pesky Stalkers, as we have a whole bunch more Blink Stalkers popping up now, and the Observer sees them as well. So WhiteRa knows that it's coming, going to be moving back with those Immortals, waiting for TitaN to blink in. Is he going to do it? Oh, I think he might be. And no, he's definitely not. Once he sees the Immortals there, he's definitely going to back away. So good decision making there from WhiteRa. Excellent scouting as well with that Observer. Forward pylon getting put on the south here. Does this probe see it? Yes, it does, and he's putting down a forward pylon of his own as well. So TitaN looking to try and be a little bit aggressive with this, but we do have the Colossi now coming out for WhiteRa. One of them is already out, and a second one is now being chrono boosted as well. In the meantime, the Nexus is actually complete for TitaN, so he's going to be able to start mining off of 2 bases very, very quickly indeed. And the onus is now on WhiteRa to do something about it, because otherwise, in the long run, TitaN is simply going to be able to outmine WhiteRa and get a larger army. So this is WhiteRa's timing to attack. He needs to make this attack count, and he needs to make it very, very fierce indeed. Otherwise, TitaN might be able to start running away with an economic lead. A couple more pylons getting put down in the main base, because that forward pylon down south did just get picked off buy units popping out of TitaN's forward pylon. And now we have a couple of Blinkstalkers catching a Colossus off guard. Is he going to go up to the high ground in time? Oh my goodness, that's about as close as it can get. 2 hit points left on that Colossus, and WhiteRa is now moving into the center of the map. But TitaN might be able to blink into WhiteRa's base. I think that's what he's going to try and do. This Observer almost giving it back. Yes, he has high ground vision now, and he's moving straight up to the main base. This could be good for TitaN here, trying to pick apart those 2 Zealots, able to do so with ease. The sentry going down as well, and now the probe line of WhiteRa is looking like it's in a lot of trouble. WhiteRa deciding for a counterattack. He's got 2 Colossi moving into the mineral line here as well. The probes looking like they're trying to do damage against the Stalkers. We have a couple more units being warped in. WhiteRa might be able to hold this off, but the question is, can TitaN hold off this push? Oh no, the Blinkstalkers catching the Colossi off guard. They are not with the rest of the army. This is not fantastic control from WhiteRa, and he is having an awful lot of trouble here. He needs to try and take out this natural expansion as quickly as he possibly can, but TitaN still has Stalkers in his main base, and WhiteRa looking like he might be going down in game number 2. Miscontrol with those Colossi are not what he needed right now. He does have a probe with this army, so he's able to rebuild something. But I don't know if this is going to be enough to destroy everything that's currently there. Oh, he's trying to force field out the sentries, but he wasn't able to do so. Getting a force field off at the ramp is TitaN as well, focusing down that first Immortal, and now the sentries are free reign of the ramp. He can just comfortably wait until WhiteRa runs out of juice, and TitaN is able to warp in more and more. 25 workers supplied to 3 at the moment. WhiteRa desperately trying to get a word in edgeways, but he is not mining at the moment, and TitaN is, I'm afraid, especially with no Colossi left on the field, there really isn't too much he can do. GG, well played, and we're going to be going to a game number 3.